In our younger years, solitude often feels like a sentence. We equate being alone with being incomplete, as if an empty room reflects an empty life. We fill our days with conversations, activities, and gatherings, sometimes even shallow ones, driven by the fear of facing ourselves. The hum of connection, however fleeting, seems essential to prove we exist. But as we cross the threshold of 70, something transformative happens. Solitude takes on a new meaning. It's no longer a void to escape, but a space to embrace. Silence, once daunting, becomes a sanctuary when you're at peace with who you are. The absence of others isn't always about loss. It can be about liberation. This stage of life brings a quiet wisdom. You don't need to prove your worth, please everyone, or keep busy to feel whole. In this newfound inner calm, the concept of friendship evolves. Friends as you once defined them may no longer be essential, not because you've shut the door on connection, but because you no longer rely on it to feel complete. This shift is one of the most profound gifts of aging, a gentle unfolding of freedom. Reason 1, you choose companions from freedom, not fear. When we're young, the fear of loneliness often shapes our relationships. We seek friends not always because they resonate with our souls, but because we dread the weight of an empty evening. We say yes to invitations, join conversations, and maintain ties that may exhaust us, all to avoid the sting of isolation. After 70, this changes. You no longer feel compelled to fill a void with just anyone. The fear of being alone softens, replaced by a confidence in your own company. Your choices become intentional, guided by authenticity rather than obligation. Your soul becomes a discerning filter. You don't seek friends to feel needed or to escape silence. Instead, you open your heart to those who truly align with you. Those rare connections that feel effortless and true. Consider Elena, 80, who spent years longing to discuss her love for classical music. Her old social circles dismissed her passion as niche. Then at a local library event, she met a small group of music enthusiasts. For the first time, I didn't have to explain myself, she shared. I was just understood. This is the essence of friendship after 70. Not a shield against loneliness, but a celebration of your true self. It's a choice born of freedom, not fear. Reason 2, you release relationships that drain you. There comes a point when you realize your energy is finite, and you guard it fiercely. After 70, you no longer feel obligated to endure empty small talk, forced politeness, or gatherings that leave you depleted. You let go of relationships that persist only out of habit or social expectation. This isn't about cruelty or indifference. It's about clarity. You understand that not every connection is meant to last forever. Some friendships fade naturally, like leaves falling in autumn. And that's not a tragedy. It's simply life. You stop saying yes to please others and learn to say no to protect your peace. The pressure to maintain appearances dissolves, and you owe no one your time or presence. What remains is what truly matters. A conversation that stirs your soul. A neighbor whose quiet company feels like a warm embrace. A letter from a stranger that resonates deeply. A chance encounter in a park that sparks a moment of connection. These fleeting, authentic moments often hold more meaning than years of obligatory ties. They're enough, more than enough, because they're real. Reason 3, you discover peace in your own company. At 20, you chase every opportunity, eager to conquer the world. At 40, you're still proving your worth to others. At 60, responsibilities and expectations anchor you. But after 70, you uncover a quiet revelation. There's beauty in doing nothing, in simply being, in listening to the rhythm of your own thoughts. True peace doesn't require a perfect life or constant company. It arrives when you stop seeking external validation to feel whole. Solitude becomes a companion, often the most honest one you'll ever have. Take Javier, 84, once the heart of every social gathering. Now his ideal day is a slow morning with a book, a short walk in his garden, and the soft hum of a favorite song. I used to need people to feel alive, and he says, now I feel alive when I'm still. This is the gift of age. Silence is no longer a void to fill. It's a canvas rich with meaning, painted with the colors of your own presence. In this stillness, you find a company that never betrays you, yourself. Reason 4, you stop comparing and embrace acceptance. We live in a world that thrives on comparison. Social media, societal expectations, and cultural norms push us to measure our lives by external markers. How many friends we have, how many events we attend, how full our calendars are. But after 70, a quiet maturity takes root. You no longer gauge your worth by others' standards. You stop comparing your life to the curated snapshots of others. Instead, you embrace yourself, your reality, your present moment, your unique journey. This acceptance brings clarity. It's not about how many people fill your days, but whether your heart feels warm. It's not about how many voices call your name, but how gently you speak to yourself. It's not about how many sit at your table, but whether your soul feels at home. You're not lonely if you cherish your own company. You're not unwanted if you choose solitude over obligation. You're not less for letting go of the need to please. You are simply you, free to exist without justification or apology. Reason 5, quality becomes your compass. With age, the desire to be everywhere, know everyone, and do everything fades. What remains is a deep yearning for what's real, even if it's rare. You no longer measure the richness of your life by the number of people in it, but by the depth of the connections you choose to nurture. Society may suggest that a small circle equals a small life. But after 70, you see the truth. A single meaningful moment, a shared laugh, a heartfelt letter, a quiet conversation can hold more value than a crowded room. You become selective, not out of pride, but out of love for yourself and the life you've built. One true friend, one honest exchange, or even one evening spent in your own company can be enough. Quality, not quantity, guides your heart. Reason 6, you finally belong to yourself. The greatest revelation of this age isn't that others have drifted away. It's that you've come home to yourself. You no longer need to shape yourself to fit someone else's mold. You don't strive to be interesting, to earn an invitation, or valuable to deserve affection. You simply live fully and unapologetically. When someone enters your life, you welcome them not out of fear of loneliness, but because you choose to share your authentic self. These connections, whether brief or enduring, take on a new form. A leisurely walk with a neighbor, free of pretense. A conversation that cuts through superficiality to touch the heart. A letter from someone unknown, yet it speaks to your soul. A quiet love that seeks your peace, not your youth. These aren't friends in the conventional sense. They're companions to your stillness, witnesses to your wholeness, and mirrors to your truth. Conclusion: fewer friends, greater freedom. The world may insist that a full life requires constant connection, endless activity, and widespread validation. But after 70, you know a deeper truth. The greatest treasure is clarity, not noise. If your phone stays quiet, it's not a failure. If you savor a meal alone, it's not a loss. If invitations are few, it doesn't mean you're lacking. It means you've earned the right to choose your own company. So, brew your tea as if you're welcoming a cherished guest, yourself. Light a candle to warm your evening, just for the joy of it. Write yourself a kind note as you would to a lifelong friend. And if someone new arrives, open the door, not out of need, but out of the freedom to share your light. You no longer flee from silence. You live within it, and it is alive with possibility. This is not loneliness, it's freedom, hard-won and deeply beautiful. If this resonates with you, take a moment today to do something small and kind for yourself. Not for approval, not for show, but for your heart, because you are enough, always have been, always will be. If this story touched you or reminded you of something important, feel free to share it. And if you'd like more stories like this, thoughtful, slow, kind, stay with us. You're always welcome here.